Love your techness.
Okay, I think it's recording. Okay, okay. Our project is on the Homeless Youth Resource Center of Salt Lake City by Ember Crosby, Lex Fox, and Brian Lanier. Oh boy. What is the Homeless Youth Resource Center? Volunteers of America is Utah's Youth Resource Center, is a drop-in resource center and emergency shelter for all youth aged 15 to 22 experiencing or at imminent risk of homelessness. We provide essential basic need items such as 3 hot meals a day, pantry food, showers, laundry, life skills groups, housing and employment case management, dental and medical care assistance, as well as access to mental health services on site. From 7:30 to 8:30, the YRC transitions into a 30-bed emergency shelter.
So, the mission of the homeless shelter is the Volunteers of America of Utah provides community supportive paths for those who are vulnerable to improve their lives and increase their self-reliance. So the first article we chose was called The Metacognition and the Five C's of Positive Youth Development Programs, a review of metacognitive interventions. We chose this article because it highlights the important work that is done while using the PYD in homeless youth. This program helps influence decisions made with struggling with homelessness. The 5 C's of the PYD are competence, confidence, character, caring, and connection. It represents a pragmatic framework firmly grounded in the ecological perspective, enabling youth to cultivate these attributes and positively impact themselves, their families, and their communities. The article helps explore the outcomes of these interventions, and it has consistently shown improvement with youth in many areas of their lives, which helps them navigate lives in times of crisis.
Article 2, From Silence to Strength, elevating the critical role of the voices of student experience homelessness to impact school-based support. We chose this article as it directly relates to the homeless youth population and the education system. This article focuses on the school climate, school programs, and socio-emotional development of students. All these things together can help focus on how to help and prevent students from being homeless and ending up in this situation. This article discusses student outcome data and personal narratives shared of their experiences. When discussing homelessness youth, there are many factors that can contribute to this outcome, and this can lead to many mental health issues in their adult lives. This can relate to the first article we chose, which focuses on the Positive Youth Development PYD program. Programs like these have been proven to be very effective, as both of the articles do state. Interview question 1. What mental health challenges are most common among the homeless youth you serve, and how are they typically identified? Some of the challenges that homeless youth face are anxiety and depression. They are usually dealing with an overreactive nervous system, and result can be hostile. The Homeless Youth Resource Center uses a program called PrEP, Prevention and Recovery of Early Psychosis, to help the youth work in identifying and finding solutions to their mental health issues.
Interview question 2. What was your experience in using the PYD program with homeless youth? The PYD program is encompassing strength-based framework. This helps kids develop skills and behaviors that are needed to thrive. It is building trust and supportive environment for the youth. This gives them opportunity for all the growth when it comes to resources. Lack of food, shelter, healthcare, and safety must be met first. Then it is working on building a trusted relationship. We then focus on what the youth can do from the strengths they already have. Using PYD, we are focusing on opportunity and not just the intervention. We are not rescuing but empowering the teen to build on their potential. Interview question 3. What were the outcomes of using the PYD programs and similar programs? Using PYD, there's a variety of outcomes. This goes beyond meeting the teens' immediate needs. They build increased resilience, self-esteem, and confidence. We have seen teens have more success with getting education as well as creating social connections.
Interview question 4. What barriers do homeless adolescents face when trying to access mental health support or youth development programs? Some of the barriers that homeless youth face is not having the skills to make appointments and find solutions. Most don't have the vital documents because 30% of the homeless youth have come from foster care. Also, finding transportation and the right resources. A lot of the teens that come through the program have trust issues with adults due to neglect and abuse that they have experienced. And then interview question 5, what has your experience been like collaborating with schools and shelters within the community? There are challenges that youth face when it comes to the schooling system. Some of the challenges we see are transportation barriers and suffering from the lack of basic needs. Also within the schooling system, there are basic requirements with documentation. And without parental support, it can be a struggle with enrolling the teen. And overall, we've had an okay experience with working with local schools despite these barriers.
Interview question 6. How did you build rapport and trust while working with homeless youth? Building rapport and trust with homeless youth takes time, patience, and consistency. I start by showing up regularly and reliably. Many of these youth have experienced adults abandoning or disappointing them, so just being a steady presence means a lot. Having a stable adult in a child's life can make all the difference. I make sure to listen without judgment and meet them where they're at, both emotional and physically. They might mean talking. That might mean talking to them in a park, a shelter, or on the streets, wherever they feel most comfortable. I also prioritize being transparent with them about what I can and what I can't do, what I can and can't do. I let them know what I'm here for. Let them know what I'm here for, what kind of support I offer, and always follow through on my word. It's about creating a safe and respectful space within when they feel seen and heard. Over time, a trust builds that starts to open up more, and that's when real progress can happen. Showing up and listening is the most important part of this job. Interview question 7. What advice would you give to future social workers who want to work with homeless youth using a strength-based or PYD approach? The advice I would give to anyone wanting to work with the youth homeless center is making sure you know your personal boundaries. It is very easy to get caught up in the youth's lives also. There must be a release and expectation. The youth move at their own pace, and you cannot force them to heal part that they are not ready to do so. At the end of the day, it is such a rewarding job, but making sure you are taking care of yourself mentally is important. You may see things that you don't normally see.
Interview question 8. What evidence-based interventions did you find most effective when working with homeless youth in Salt Lake City? In my experience working with homeless youth in Salt Lake City, one of the most effective evidence-based interventions has been the Positive Youth Development (PYD) approach. It focuses on empowering youth by building on their strengths rather than just trying to fix their problems. We use this model to help them set goals, build life skills, and connect with positive adult mentors. In situations like these, it is best to refer back to our sensitivity training we get prior to coming into the field. Another successful intervention is trauma-informed care. Most of the youth we serve have experienced significant trauma from abuse to neglect or instability, so it's crucial to approach every interaction with sensitivity to their lived experiences. This means creating a safe, supportive environment and avoiding re-traumatization. We've also seen good results with housing first programs tailored to the youth, which prioritizes getting them into a safe, stable housing without requiring them to meet certain conditions first. Once they have this stability, it becomes easier to address mental health, education, or employment goals. All of these programs in Salt Lake City are vital for homeless youth. There are benefits and challenges. Some of the benefits are the youth homeless shelter is all about connection and togetherness. Having community show up to volunteer shows the love and support, which creates safety for the youth. You get to watch the authentic journey of the youth on their path to self-love. Some of the challenges are you must allow the youth to go at their own pace. Some just want a meal and no commitment to self-help. Some youth will come back 57 times for help, and the 58th time is the one that sticks. There must be patience within this program and setting aside all expectations.
Social worker job responsibilities. The social worker responsibilities within the shelter plays a central role in supporting vulnerable youth. It is addressing their immediate needs and helping them create a path of success and independence. So some of these responsibilities are assessment of the client, mental health issues, education status, employment history, family life, substance abuse, and safety concerns. They are the case manager and they assist in setting goals. They are part of crisis intervention with mental health breakdowns, suicidal ideation, obsessive behavior and victimization, advocacy in legal situations, schools, and the healthcare system. They also assist with life skills such as jobs, literacy, conflict resolution, and family relationships, as well as just normal life skills. And then ethical behaviors, there has to be self boundaries in this program. You cannot take anything personal. There are rules and regulations that keep the house safe. They use a warning system to keep behavior in check. And once the youth has crossed those lines, they may be exited from the facility, but they do give the youth resources to still help them with in another shelter. You must know your limits and how to keep your boundaries intact and detaching from the personal lives of the youth. There are de-escalating trainings for all the staff to keep everyone safe.
Job overview. On the salary, a homeless youth advocate makes $17 starting out, and grave shift workers can make up to $19. Youth counselors, the average salary for a youth counselor is $43,000. Program leadership, there are many different positions and the salary varies. Depending on the position, it can start out at $55,000 and can advance to $80,000. Advancement opportunities, stick with it and be patient, along with communication, and you will have much opportunity for growth. This organization prioritizes internal growth. Job satisfaction. Personally, the most rewarding and gratifying job. You are making an impact where you can see it or not. Everyone plays a role. And it brings together community to make differences. Truly amplifies your gratitude. Concluding thoughts. In conclusion, the Homeless Youth Resource Center of Salt Lake City plays an important role in the community. Not only is it bringing the community together with volunteers, but it also helps assist youth in finding their self-power with using the PYD program. It is helping create active members in society by giving homeless teens the resources needed to learn life skills, even for everyday survival. The love that is shown through our community play a massive role in the healing process that homeless youth go through. During our interviews, it was said time and time again that the teens that come through the program most have not felt love in their lives. And this is the first time that the youth have felt unconditional love. Watching the community come together and serve others on their own time impacts youth. Ideas of the world, working as a social worker within this program, it is the first time that there is trust that is built between the teen and an adult. Being able to play the role is so fulfilling.
And here's our references. Okay. Oh, wait.